welcome back to my channel. It's your girl's Tales. If you're new here, welcome. If you're just seeing my first for the first time, thank you so much for tuning in, and please remember to like this video and subscribe. So today we're going to talk about things that I've learned saying here in Canada. Some of these things I've used because I've worked in the corporate environment for close to 9 years while I was in Nigeria. So I have heard a few of these things, but it wasn't things that if you throw around would mean any big deal in Nigeria. But here, if you can throw some of these words around, you'll be beloved. In fact, that's the word. Because there's this there's this guy in my place of work. He know they do the work. Make I no lie, he know they do the work. But the way the clients love him, he has this salesman pitch kind of flow, and you're like, we are supervisors now, so we work with people, we work with agents, and he'll be like, I'm going to get them in line, I'm going to show I do all of that, and I'll circle back with you with more feedback. I'm going to look into their core competencies, and the guy they give. So every time now agents, they always misbehave. Now the agents, they always call them out, but he's always strategizing things to say to ensure that they'll feel like, okay, he's actually coaching them and motivating them to be better. But guy, now just wash. So I want us to be looking into some of these words that even me gone, I have started using. Me, we no send before I send. Guys, let's look into this. Let's see the words we should be throwing around when we join the corporate organizations in Canada. And even during your interview, you can throw some of these words so that they'll know that you already know the culture. So the first one I'll start with is actionable items. What is actionable items? Your to-do. Like these are the actionable items on what I'm going to do, or these are my actionable items. Then you begin to list them out, or I'm going to include this to my actionable items. Your to-do list can be actionable items. Like, what's the essence of the whole open mouth word when I can just say my to-do list? Actionable items. Second on my list is back burner. Back burner is like this, we're not prioritizing this right now, we're going to just put it for later. So we're going to just put this in the back burner and we were going to review it later, so let's say that you're bringing up a point and maybe say this point no get again. You can say, okay, I know that this is not the priority at the moment, we can put this in the back burner and look it up in the next meeting. Like, like just go to go. So back burner, before the thing saying like maybe the back of your burner, no be the back of your burner, no be burner boy. So the third one is bandwidth. Let's say they are giving your team more tasks to do and you guys are unable to complete that task, and you say, based on all of this, I don't think we have the bandwidth to complete this, or based on all of this, the team doesn't have a bandwidth to complete this. However, we would see what we can do and I will get back to you, or I'll circle back with you. Brings me to the fourth one, circle back. I'm like, I will get back in touch with you. They're not, they use that one for Canada, is I will circle back with you. Circle back, like, because we've met here, I will circle back with you. So so that's the word. Like, your boss tells you, okay, can I have this information? You can just tell your boss, okay, I don't have this at the moment, but once I get it, I'll circle back with you. Or your boss tells you, Stella, can you provide me with your figures for today? Okay, let me quickly check and circle back with you. Like, it sounds so profesh. Now the fourth one is core competencies. What are core competencies? Your skills, or the people you are working with, the skills and their capacities. Like I told you, that my guy where they always form for clients. You say, okay, I'll have to look at his core competencies to see where he can shine. Like core competencies, just be throwing that word around. You see this next one I want to say, they don't. I finished the word. Like, I have, since I learned it, I have crucified it. Because like I said, I'm a supervisor and I work with people. So whenever they are saying, okay, Stella, what's your strategy and how you can better your team? I say, okay, right now at the moment, I'm trying to deep dive into all their cases, because my team handles case management with customer retention and all of that. So I say, okay, right now I'm trying to look into their cases. Right now I'm going to do a deep dive into their cases to see how I can help them and progress the case. You understand? So now the word I'm bringing out from this sentence is deep dive. You must always be deep diving. You shall not be shallow. Like, what's going on? Okay, let's deep dive into the root of this matter to bring out, solutions. Let's deep dive into the deep dive. Everything I'm deep diving. Guy, forget every word now, they deep dive. The next one is ducks in a row. Okay, I think I've used this one once, but I used to a lot in my office. Okay, let's get our ducks in a row. Let's arrange ourselves. Let's plan. That's it. Let's get our ducks in a row. I don't, the sweet from my mouth when I talk and me. No, if I go and chop my mouth when I'm saying it. So, ducks in a row is another one. Another one is game changer. This one I use it as well. Okay, I think this idea is going to be a game changer. I think this implementation of this idea is going to be a game changer for my team. I think this will, like, game changer is something that will just change the game. Let's say you're making loss, now you want to make profit. Let's say you're not doing well in a particular area and you want to improve. Then you say this is going to turn it around. It's going to be a game changer. Yeah, that one. Then you see this one, eh? Okay, no, before I get to another one I like is the next one is get on board. That one is self-explanatory. Like, okay, I will ensure that everyone gets on board with it. For example, you are in a senior level management meeting and they want you to cascade some information to people in the lower level. So you can just say that, okay, after I pass this information, I'll ensure that they get on board with it. That they should understand the essence of that plan or the essence of that information, and agree together with you on it. So, or you can even say, for example, if your manager says something in a meeting and you want to just, do as if you're making sense, you can just say, okay, thank you so much for that. I believe we are all on board with this. Then you see this last one there. When they say the first one, the one I used to, like I told you, the one I used to murder. Okay, the first one I started murdering was circle back. I'll circle back with you on that one. I will circle back with you on this one. Then after that one, come be deep dive. I was just killing them with I was deep diving into everything. Everything I was deep diving. You see this third one, I don't even know what I've done to it. It's like that word at me, hard stop. Like I know you'd be like, Stella, what's hard stop? Let me tell you. Now, whenever we are having a meeting, especially with the client or with senior management level, I just see some people say, I have a hard stop. I'm like, and they will leave the meeting. Towards the end of the meeting, or example, if the meeting was supposed to be 1:30 to 2 o'clock, if the meeting is spilling over, like we're still in the meeting, maybe people are asking questions and we're having 2:05, 2:06, people are still in the meeting, you just people like, I have a hard stop, I have a hard stop. I'm like, these people don't respect their ogas. In Nigeria, when your oga call for meeting, you will be there till the oga finish the meeting, even if it's 1 hour after. But you see people, everybody just saying I have a hard stop. So I now had a management training and I learned something. Now, in this place, there's something they do. They respect time. Now, if you're taking more than the expected time allocated for that meeting, nobody will hold you if you leave that meeting. Nobody will hold you accountable if you leave that meeting because you've provided you were there for the allocated time of that meeting. And if the meeting is spilling over, you can leave. Now, you leaving is not a sign of disrespect. Like in Nigeria, just like the mentality I already had, like, why would you leave when your guys are still having a meeting? No, it means you respect time. It means that after that time, you have other things scheduled. Because if you are just there and that means you don't even have any other things scheduled after that time. So I just see a lot of people, I have a hard stop, I have a hard stop. I'm like, what are they hard stopping? So during that management training I had, it says that if a meeting is you should always, it shows that you have good time management skills. One, it shows that you have scheduled your day. Like, for example, if I was supposed to have a meeting 1 to 2 o'clock before, and I was supposed to coach an advisor from 2 to 30 minutes coaching. If I had a meeting 1 to 2 p.m., let's say a 1 hour meeting, and I was supposed to coach an advisor 2 to 2:30 p.m., right? When I'm in that meeting 1 to 2 p.m., I would now message the advisor by 2 o'clock that I'm sorry, I'm still in a meeting. Can you give me 15 minutes? I will join you 15 minutes after the meeting. So I am prioritizing the meeting and not prioritizing the coaching I'm having with that advisor. Although I am giving the person a heads up that I can't make this meeting because I can't make this coaching at this time, because my meeting is spilling over. But in the real corporate world, you have to inform the meeting people that you're having that you have a hard stop because you have a coaching, and leave the meeting. Nobody will hold you for leaving the meeting. So that's what I've been doing, so that they can also know I'm busy. I cannot just be funny enough, at the ending of those meetings, they are not really passing any relevant information. Sometimes some people are just asking questions, or sometimes people are just repeating what they've said in earlier meetings, or people are just bringing up suggestions and all of those things. So once it's 2:01, I don't need to say it, because if I say it, I might be disrupting the person that is speaking. I'll just drop it in the chat, because usually we use Teams. um Please, I have a hard stop because I have a coaching. I have a hard stop because I have another client meeting. I have a hard stop, or I have to make a call. Put reason for there and leave that meeting, Oga. Hard stop. So another one is leverage. This one I knew it in Nigeria, but I only use it in emails. Like, okay, we need this. We need to leverage on this. We need to depend on this. We need to leverage on the skills. We need to leverage on the core competencies. All of those things. So I dey put them for email, but I know they talk am. But for when you're having meeting, if you don't talk during meetings with your clients, they'll think you don't know anything. That's what I've realized. You need to talk. Talk something that makes sense. That's why you should know all these key jargons. When you're talking, just be throwing them once in a while. Then paradigm shift. This one is not common, but some of my bosses use it a lot, especially when they're trying to talk about transformation or change, or anything that has to do with leaving one idea to another idea, or leaving one system or process to another system. They make use of the word paradigm shift. Then you see this other one too. Hey God, when I came, it used to irritate me, but it doesn't irritate me because I use it. Touch base. Like, you say, okay, you just like circle back, like, I'll get back in touch with you. Then touch base is, I'll still the same thing, I'll communicate with you, I'll circle back. When someone will tell me like, I'll touch base with you in a bit, I'm like, waiting, they worry this one. Like, it used to scratch me for my ear, like, what is touch base? I knew what it was, but it was sounding like something extra. Like, you just say, I will get back in touch with you, or give me a minute or something. It's like, I'll touch base with you. But now I'm touching base with everybody. I'm circling back with everybody. So then another one is deliverables. For Nigeria, I was already aware what deliverables meant, but I know to they use them too. Deliverables are the things that you need to do, like the things that you are working on, your deliverables. So the word I want to throw in here is in lieu. If you don't give notice in Nigeria, that is the only time I feel we use that word. Like, if you resign, and if you want to give notice, you say, I'm giving this notice in lieu of my resignation. I feel that's the only time we use that word in Nigeria. I don't think we ever use that word. That word doesn't get thrown around. But here, in lieu gets thrown around, because a lot of people in my organization would rather work that day and take a lieu day. So they call it a lieu day. So in case you just start working here and they just say, oh, I have a lieu day, and be wondering, what is lieu day? Lieu day. Is it one of the days of the week you're unaware of? Lieu day, that's LIEU. That means you have a banked day that you can take off because you worked a holiday. Kajiko? So I want to throw in some acronyms, because I feel some of the acronyms you might know them and some you might not know them. So let me just throw in some of the acronyms. Now, PTO, paid time off. That means it's a time that you're off work that is being paid for. KPI, that's key performance indicators. That one, I feel like we know that one in Nigeria already. It's just like, what are the things that your performance is being measured by? Like, for example, if you're working as a marketer, obviously you need to be bringing profit. How much have you brought? Then EOD, end of day. I need this EOD. Like, your boss tells you, I need this EOD, end of day. I need this EOW, end of week. COB, close of business. I think we all know that one. ETA, estimated time of arrival. For example, if you're working in a unit where you're ordering some things or you're working in a procurement unit, so people need to know what is the estimated time that this item will get to the office, blah blah blah. Then WFH, that's work from home, just like you're working remotely. YTD, year to date, like, this is where we are year to date. MTD, month to date, this is where we are month to date. WTD, week till date, this is where we are week till date. POC, point of contact. So you might be talking with your boss and you're like, okay, and you tell your boss, oh, I reached out to this person or I reached out to this company. Depends if you're working with in a position whereby you have to deal with clients, and the customer and your boss tells you, okay, you reached out to them. Who was your POC? And you're wondering, huh? Who was your point of contact? Who did you reach out to when you called that company? Um, PTE, part-time employee. This person is a PTE. FTE, full-time employee. This person is a full-time employee. You see, this what I'm talking about now, eh? I didn't know it. I knew out of office, but I never knew they called it OOO. Like when our boss sent us a general image that always update your OOO, I'm like, what is she talking about? I didn't do it because I didn't know what she was talking about until my friend now told me that, Stella, you were not in yesterday and you did not update your OOO. I'm like, huh? So if you're not going to be around for a day, on your email outlook, you need to put an out of office so that anybody sending you an email would see that prompt that you're out of office. And you in your out of office, the message always puts the person they can contact or the team email they can reach if they cannot reach you. So that's setting up an OOO, an out of office message. So in as much as you set that out on Outlook, because we use Outlook to send both internal and external emails, on your Teams, you should also set in, and there's a place on Teams where you can also set out of office. So just to keep yourself professional, in case someone messages you, they can see that you're not in and you're out of office. Then uh what else? I think I've mentioned everything. Then you see this one, SME. Because I have worked in the bank before, and SME in the bank means small and medium enterprise because I worked in marketing, right? And I felt SME means small and medium enterprise. That's the only thing I feel it means. And my boss, okay, after my training, I think my first week of onboarding, you know, um, one of the rebadges just mentioned that, oh, that she feels like we need some SMEs, right? So obviously, because I feel I knew what SMEs was, my boss was now like, oh, that at this time we cannot afford to have more SMEs than we already have. And I'm like, do we work with SMEs? And they were like, yes, we work with SMEs. I was now confused because I'm like, okay, this line of business I'm working with has nothing to do with small and medium scale enterprises. So I got confused, right? So I'm like, can you clarify? Do you mean small and medium scale enterprises? They now said no, that it means subject matter experts. So SMEs, if you're coming from maybe commercial banking or retail banking in Nigeria, and I know you already have SMEs in your mind, like small and medium scale enterprise, it's definitely different. So when they threw out the word SMEs here, they mean subject matter experts. Then what else? I feel I've covered every other thing. Then this other one, piggyback. Like for example, they ask a question, in a meeting, and someone gives an answer to the meeting, and you have a similar answer to what that person is giving. You don't want to say it so that it will look like you're repeating what the person is saying. You just say, I would like to piggyback on Stella's point. Just like to add to us. Forget this thing. I'm too much. I'm too good for this thing. I'd like to piggyback to what Stella said. So you're just, climbing on her points and elaborating on the points. You get me? Then another one is, I think I've mentioned everything. Resonate. I don't think that one is a big deal. Just it resonates with me. You understand, it's familiar and all of that. Then which other acronym? OT means off topic. Like this is OT, off topic. So any other one? Okay, off topic, OT. Then NWR is not work related. For example, you're sending something to someone, or you tell the person, I want to see you, but it's not work related. It's NWR, is not work related. MOM, month on month. If you're giving a report and you're like, okay, this is MOM, this is month on month. Oh my god. B2B means business to business. So guys, that's all I have for you today. See, the Canadian workspace, you just have to know what you're doing and throw in one of these words because you don't want to sound plain. You want to sound very intelligent when you're saying something. And don't beat around the bush a lot. Like just use them, sensibly and put your points together. Because I know there's someone else that used to try this in the office, but the person they beat around the bush a lot, and at the end of the day, we usually lose ourselves because we don't know what this person is trying to, the point this person is trying to derive. Like you're talking to somebody and you're just listening and nodding your head, but go make sense, not making sense. It's not hitting the nail on the head. I don't know if you're getting. And one thing I've come to realize is some of them don't know how to use, or some of them are not familiar with some certain words that we are familiar with in Nigeria. I remember the day I used the word reiterate, and they didn't understand what I'm saying. I'm telling you the fact. I used the word reiterate, um, and I had to now explain. I said, no, I meant that I had said this before, so I'm just trying to drive home the point. So, in Nigeria, we like big, big grammar. Like this one, like these things I mentioned now, they are not big, big grammars, so they are just familiar words that they use. So, yeah, sometimes I bamboozle them a lot. So I just put in one or two, so I know that I'm more good there. It's not an anyhow thing. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I know your girl Stels. Peace out.